Hey, do you want relationship tips from someone who's finally been in their first relationship at the age of 25? Yes, well, you've come to the right channel. Now, like every average lesbian relationship, it started out as long distance. We finally, after most of our relationship has been spent long distance, and this is our humble abode. Thank you, thank you. I'm 25 right now, but Angel and I started dating whenever I was 23, right? Yeah. At that point, because I had never been in a relationship before, I did not have the strongest sense of self or self-esteem when it came to dating. Years and years of insecurities and self-consciousness stacked up on each other from growing up in a hometown where no one was interested in me, primarily because I was a black girl and I didn't act like the other black girls, and it was a primarily white town. On top of that, I did not realize I was gay growing up, and so I was seeking for the attention of boys, and boys did not want me at all. Went to college and they wanted me a little bit, but still not consistently enough for me to truly feel desirable or able to imagine myself in a realistic relationship. So initially when I started dating Angel, I just felt like, what the heck is going on? How is this me? How is this possible? I felt like such an imposter. I don't know if anyone else understands this, but I felt ick at myself. Like, ew, I'm not supposed to be in a relationship. And I'll never forget how in middle school, one boy was like, I don't see Asia dating anyone. And that ruined me for many years. But now I'm grown and I realize the words of middle school boys are fucking dumb. And it doesn't affect me like that anymore. But at first that had me fucked up. I could never see myself in a relationship. And our friendship was very harmonious. However, it was kind of closed off emotionally. Angel had a wall up. I had my insecurities, and in the end, I had a crush on her before she considered me. I lacked a lot of confidence when it came to her feelings towards me. I didn't know if she really liked me. I didn't know if it was really worth it to be in a relationship at this point. I felt like, if anything, she was just in her feelings of the moment and wouldn't be serious. So this relationship started off really rocky for me emotionally. I was dealing with kind of like self-hate because I had been so just used to not having reciprocated feelings. I had been so hung up on this one old friend of mine from years ago that I had like my first major crush on, and for some reason could not fully get over. I really just thought my heart could never love again. I didn't want to love again. And I will say now, 2.5 years into relationship, it's so much better, so much easier now. I realize that I avoid trying to be raw and vulnerable 1,000% because I don't want to get hurt again. But I had to learn that the hurt I felt when I was 12 and having a crush on some previous friend is not the same as the hurt I will have as a grown 25-year-old in a real adult relationship. Tip number 1 is conversate a lot and deeply. Get close. Me and Angel started talking very deeply about the past, the present, and the future, and that's what helped me finally find security in the fact that she did have feelings for me and I should try pursuing a relationship. So pretty much I had a lot of limiting beliefs that were holding me back and making me feel insecure about having a relationship. And I will say that communicating this to my partner has always helped. I've told her every moment that I felt insecure about a relationship, every moment I doubted my feelings, doubted her feelings, and talking through these things helped with the paranoia in my mind. I felt like I wasn't keeping some sort of secret. Now, I am someone who has an anxiety disorder and I struggle with intrusive thoughts, and so a lot of my issues came from just having intrusive thoughts about a relationship. You can even go online and look up relationship OCD. I don't think it's a real psychological term, but it's just like a social term that's been cued when you keep overthinking your relationship, and that's the exact problem I had. And just talk to your partner and journal, and also talk to your friends and family members sometimes, and understand when your thought is intrusive and paranoid versus a real thought. It can be hard to know what's an intrusive thought versus my real feelings on something. Well, guess what? If your real feelings really did not like this person, if you really weren't in love, you wouldn't be doing this with them every day. You wouldn't be sticking beside them. You wouldn't keep choosing them again and again. That's what I had to tell myself to realize that I really am in this, and I'm not an imposter, and I deserve to be in a relationship. And even if for some reason things end one day, I will not look at this as a mistake. It was a very valid experience to go through and shit. My second tip is take a leap of faith. I always imagined that a relationship had to be perfect. There could be no issues. You couldn't start off on a rocky start. You have to go through the honeymoon phase. All these things I'd seen on TV and heard from other people's relationships. Well, most people are lying about the relationships. The relationship does not have to be perfect for you to give it a chance. You can always try. I learned that I deserved a chance at love. I deserve a chance at having a mutual relationship. And it may not work out, but it doesn't mean that I have to regret it. Because I always thought I can't fall in love, I can't start a relationship, and then it ends and I regret and wish I had never done it. No, because every life experience is an experience you are meant to have. And you should respect what you go through, respect who you've loved and who's loved you. So me and Angel, we set boundaries with each other. Going from friends to lovers, we had to learn what things do we owe each other and what things do we not owe each other. And so over the course of time, we've had multiple conversations figuring out, hey, just because you like to do this doesn't mean I have to do that too. Or you like things this way and I like things that way, so let's separate our spaces for doing that. I think these boundaries are very important because every relationship in your life, parent, friends, whatever, should have some form of boundaries because you're two separate human beings who are just trying to come together because you complement each other. Don't let the conversation stop at one time. The conversations me and Angel have had, they've happened over the course of time multiple times in many forums, usually because a new conflict arises, bringing the conversation about. And obviously, that's going to be a way it can come, but sometimes bring those conversations about without a conflict being there. Just bring it up because you thought of it and you want to have a moment to discuss something that you know could be an issue in the future or you're currently struggling with. Now, one thing I'm not aware of is I don't know how to apply relationship tips to the honeymoon era. Because me and Angel have known each other and been friends for so long, when we started actually dating, we didn't have a honeymoon era to go through anymore. Our honeymoon era was probably more so at the beginning of our friendship when we were in high school. And so we didn't have rose colored glasses on with each other by the time we actually decided to date. We weren't caught up in like our image and our ego and like just having a girlfriend and being in a relationship. And I think a lot of people are actually caught up in the idea of relationship, the idea of being loved. They want to do the cute things, they want the romantic things. And I've been there. I've been caught up in those too, and I've had to come get grounded and realize that as fun as those are not the most important things in relationship. They have their place, but they also cannot sustain the whole thing. Remember that this is not a movie. This is not a movie. And it doesn't need to be a movie to be enjoyable. I used to think a relationship had to look like how it looked in the movies in order for it to be worth something, enjoyable, beautiful. But no, sometimes you find that what's in reality is actually a lot better than what's been depicted on TV. The last thing I have to say is that I learned that love is a choice you make every day. I think she's annoying. She thinks I'm annoying. We should find each other annoying because we're both people who have different ways of doing and being, and sometimes that's going to be annoying. But at the end of the day, she's someone I trust more than anyone. She's someone who I feel like is up to my standard of life. She's someone that I'm proud of and I want to see succeed. And I don't know, I'm attached to her at this point. I've known her for so long and I can't wait to be mothers together and raise children. And my life just feels like it has so much more meaning with her in it. Let me not get emotional. Can't find a partner who can offer you some of this maturity. I don't think you should date them long term. I'm a very serious person, so I have a tendency to take things like a relationship very seriously. And sometimes I have to back up and tell myself, whoa, girl, just enjoy it for what it is in the moment. Don't think so hard about the past, present, and future. Just be in it. Just be in the relationship. I guess that's all I have to say about relationships. I enjoy making these little videos where I give advice, so I'm gonna keep doing them. I already have 2 other advice videos about friendships and about unemployment. So if you want to check those out, go ahead and click on my channel, click subscribe maybe. Bye.